Music Academy, like I mentioned before. I am a Virginia native, and I've been immersed in Hoosier culture, which has been interesting. Tenderloins, we don't have those in Virginia. We do pork chops, that's what we do, but it's good, it's fun. But I grew up in Virginia, went to college in Pensacola, Florida, got my music degree with a concentration in piano pedagogy, and thought I would work for myself part-time and then keep a clean house, which neither of those things happened. But I opened Erica's piano studio in 2013 when we moved here, and within 2 years I had 50 piano students that I saw each week. And when I closed in 2020, spring of 2020, I had over 40 on my wait list. And then my partners and I opened Westside Music Academy. So right now we're knocking on the door of 200 enrolled. It would be over that, but we lost our guitar teacher, so we're trying to fill that spot. We've got all these guitar students kind of waiting in the wings. So that is definitely my ask, is if you know of anybody that is proficient at teaching and has a heart for teaching. We do have some good candidates, so hopefully that will get filled soon. But yeah, that is there anything else you would say about speaker? No. Is that okay? I didn't really think through anything. Like, I don't really lie. So, I mean, I tell it like it is. I tell it like it is, you know.
It's never too late to start.
There you go. All right, well, I would like to talk to you today. So those of you that know me well, even though I'm a musician, which most musicians tend toward the creativity aspect, I'm a more logical thinker. Definitely more of that left brain thing going on there. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's the one. So I'm going to appeal to the logical side of things. I love research. I love numbers. I'm terrible at them, but I enjoy them. So I wanted to talk about the benefits of music education from a logical standpoint. Of course, we can dive into all of the emotional aspects and all of that too, but why is it important in the grand scheme of getting kids, especially, into music from a young age? Why is that important in addition to sports? So basically, if you look at the graphic up here, there's been a lot of science done on the brain and how it affects. So learning to play that instrument, it leads to changes that will actually help them reach their full cognitive and academic potential. So it's helping connect the dots, okay? So if you've got a child that is only involved in sports, there's a whole section of their brain that's not being engaged. And all the portions of the brain work together. So we're trying to get a more well-rounded education, honestly. So if you look at the top there, the stronger connections it promotes stronger connections between the brain regions. So like I said, it all works together. It actually produces more gray matter. So bigger brains for people, I guess, would be nice. Although some people, their head is big enough. Improved brain structure and function. There are actually physical changes that are happening inside that help better memory and attention. You wouldn't know that by knowing me, but thank you for laughing. But it does help most people. Higher IQ as well. It's very, very helpful. In speech and reading, I've seen this firsthand in getting young children into piano lessons from a very young age, and they come in, they are not great at speech. Now, obviously, there are a lot of factors in life that help with this, but music helps, and I've actually had parents come to me and be like, this is clicking with them, and they're actually retaining more, they're doing more, and it's very, very good. If you look at that, this study has shown that only 4 weeks of music training, only 4 weeks, can help with the improvement in verbal intelligence. So speech and reading, so there's just so much going. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, academic success, so the quality of a child's music education is linked to their academic achievement. Okay, 20% improvement in standardized tests of English and math, okay? Music helps with that, 20% improvement, okay? I know, like, I started music at a relatively young age. I'm not going to brag, but I do well in school. Most of my students in my studio do well in school. That stuff is linked, it's all linked. I've got a few students now, one that has just started into college, and his music and everything that he's accomplished in that has helped him be prepared for all of those things. I've got several others that are heading in as well. It's very fun to see. Cognitive benefits. Okay, so like I said, IQ has raised. I'm having a hard time reading my screen here. So it says, in a study conducted through the University of Toronto, researchers showed greater increases in full-scale IQ scores among children in music lessons versus, I don't know why I put this in here, children in drama lessons or no extra lessons at all. Drama, oh, that's Harry, right? Is that who we're talking about here? Sorry about that. Okay. Working memory, so individuals who are musically trained show better working memory abilities than those who are not. That allows us to remember the things that are actually important. Mental arithmetic, reading comprehension. Like I said, don't look at just me for the arithmetic part. I used to be good at it. I don't know what happened. I can count to 1, 2, 3, 4, and that, or it was a joke.
I did 6.
Okay. Creativity as well. I would say naturally for me, I am not a creative person. Drawing, coming up with stuff, it's just not arts and crafts. Like, it's, you remember like when you're a kid and you create those little things out of like macaroni? Mine was, it was sad. I think I actually remember seeing my mom put it in the trash. I'm joking, my mother's sweet. But creativity, this is one spot that I can tell for me personally, actually having the music and actually using that. Now, I come at it from a logical standpoint, but actually being able to create and actually raise that skill level that's not natural for me, all right, through music. And I've seen that firsthand. It's really great. Albert Einstein, he said, the theory of relativity occurred to me by intuition, and music is the driving force behind this intuition. My parents had me study the violin from the time I was 6. My new discovery is the result of musical perception. So the story goes that Albert Einstein's wife said that he locked himself away in a room for 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks. He was only just raw food and everything. He came out of his room in the middle of that 2 weeks for one brief piano session. He came to the piano and started noodling around on the piano. Then he went back in his room. When he emerged, he had the theory of relativity. So he used music to actually come up with that. I don't know how, but I think it's really cool. All right, can we go over to the next slide? So what do we do at Westside Music Academy? So we use structured music education. We actually have a program. We have a set of guidelines and rules that we follow to make logical sense. How am I doing on time, by the way? 3 minutes. Okay. In this, we know that music is that essential part of the human experience. We actually treat it as if you're learning another language, and that's really what it is. So you learn how to read, you learn how to speak it, you learn how to understand it and comprehend, you learn how to create. So the strongest foundation for realizing that musical potential is provided by actually having a structured path. While we do have a lot of play involved in especially our music fun time classes, it's very structured. Our teachers have lesson plans. We plan for each lesson, so that way we know exactly what we want to accomplish in each lesson because we have an ultimate goal in mind for that student. So the benefits of structure, so as you can see that little pinwheel thing, oh, it's so important, so important. If you're missing any of these, 3 things. Your music studies consists of the student, okay? It consists of the teacher, and it consists of the parent, okay? So we cannot accomplish everything that we want to accomplish in such a way without all 3 parts. Parental involvement is huge. Kids will not typically, naturally, go practice their instrument without being told. It's just not gonna, it's the human nature. We're gonna take the easiest route, the path of least resistance, and learning a new language is hard. So we need all three parts. So components of that well-rounded music study, I like to think of it similarly to learning a language like English. So when kids are little, before they can ever speak anything, they are listening, they're learning. I've got a little godson who is 19 months, he does not talk yet. It's weird. He grunts, that's what he does. But he knows exactly, if his mom says, go pick up that little elephant over there, he knows exactly what she's talking about. He's comprehending, he's listening, he's understanding. Eventually the verbal will come next, so that way he's learning to speak. He may not really understand everything that's going on, he would certainly not know how to write it, but he speaks, and then we learn how to read, then we learn how to actually create. I enjoyed, even though I wasn't great at it, I enjoyed the creative writing in school. But you have those things in music as well. You have the physical development. So actually the skill of playing an instrument or singing with correct technique, that takes time, that takes energy, but it's one part. The oral development, that's your listening, okay? I've got students that come in, it takes time for them to realize, hey, I'm playing an entirely wrong note here. They don't get that at first. It takes guided direction and guided training and helping show them what it's supposed to sound like. Lots of listening and actually being able to correct yourself, right, at some point. Musical literacy, the actual reading, we start that from day one. Not unless it's little music fun time. But as soon as they can read, absolutely, we're doing that, actually being able to read the notes on the page. We do not let our students get by with just playing by ear. Because if you can get all of those parts together, you've got an amazing musician. So sorry, I have one more thing. Then the last part is the creativity, imagination, and expression. So this is where you use your music theory, which is kind of like the grammar of music, okay, to actually create at your instrument, okay? And so we focus on all of those parts to get that well-rounded music study. And that's basically what I have for you today. That's what we do at Westside Music Academy. And we're seeing students grow, flourish, and progress. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Any questions?
Good job.